Air conditioning, we're back on this about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. I condemned a leaking compressor, and this was one of the vehicles that had contaminated gas in it. So he replaced the compressor with a rebuild, and I can't remember if he said he had to change the compressor to a totally different style or it was original. It looks like the original hoses fit, so it must have been original. It came without oil, the instructions said, and he was looking up the oil, and thank God he asked me. This is a Denso that takes ND8, which is a double end capped 46 viscosity PAG. It's a very lightweight oil, and what he was finding on the internet as a recommendation was the universal cheap garbage PAG that doesn't have the oil additives. It's not double end PAG, and it's thick like molasses instead of thin. And so I instructed him, no, get the ND8, put it in your compressor and fill it up. He changed the receiver, he flushed out the condenser, and he has a new compressor, still original expansion valve. And so he added the oil. He looked up the total system capacity of oil that was needed, and he looked up the capacity of oil that was needed just for this original, or whatever this compressor was, by the manufacturer. So he did that homework and filled everything up. And if I think I remember correctly on this one, when they were changing receiver dryers, this might be one of the ones where you have a single, instead of 2 switches or 3 switches, you get 1 switch, and then you have to redo the wiring to make it work in this with the new receiver on switches. So I'm gonna go to lunch, leave this on the vacuum pump, and come back and charge it up. And I already spun the compressor 24 times by hand. They say a dozen times. I go about 24 times because I know he put oil down in there. So I spun the condenser to make sure there's no oil on top of the intake on the suction side. And vacuum pump will do the rest of the work, and we'll come back, fill this up, and see what it is. 81 degrees ambient. The UV index is 8. Feels hotter than that. Let's see how this thing pulls afterwards. All right, see ya.